in making the exemptions, aren't you kind of basically acknowledging that tariffs do lead to higher prices on products?
No.
Okay.
No,
Can you explain?
well, yeah. So first of all, there's never really a one-to-one with a tariff. Again, I'll cite back to my example I gave you from the first term. When we put tariffs on China, inflation actually went down. As we were putting tariffs in place, inflation went down. We've seen a similar effect here. When the president says, we're going to have deals with you folks, you have to have leverage, right? And so you keep tariffs on folks for all kinds of things, and it becomes a carrot, right? So it's a lot easier for me to go to Ecuador or Indonesia or Vietnam and say, listen, if you do a deal with us, and we've announced frameworks or full agreements with all these countries I just mentioned, then at a given time, we will release these things because obviously we don't make them, right? The issue is when you have a tariff, it doesn't necessarily go through to the consumer.
But sometimes does it?
So, it can, right? And here's
like on those things that you mentioned, like coffee and bananas and all of that stuff.
It depends on what the production economy is like. And when I say production economy, say bananas, if you have like 100 banana producers overseas, they're all going to compete for market share in the US because we're the biggest consumer of a lot of these things. And so they will compete to eat the tariff. Right? Do you see what I'm saying?
I do. But like when voters who don't understand this are going to the grocery store and seeing that prices haven't gone down, like how do you tackle that with all the leverage that you're talking about?
Well, I can't control the weather in Brazil with a tariff, right? So like coffee prices, for example, have been going up for 2 years. And there are secular pricing trends in coffee and cocoa that were going on well before, and beef, these kinds of things. All of that being said, right, we don't have to have a tariff on these things. We don't make them here. We can have a tariff on them for leverage, which is how the president used them. It's how he said he was going to use it. He signaled in September, these are for leverage to finish the deals. So we were well placed 2 months later once we announced the rest of our deals to take the tariff off because we don't have to have a tariff on those things.